Microjig's MatchFit Pop Stops provide the functions of a flip stop with less hassle and at a fraction of the cost. They can be positioned nearly anywhere within your MatchFit half-inch wide 14-degree dovetail grooves and locked in place with the included screwdriver. The stop flexes into the groove when you place stock over it. No need to move the pop stop or flip anything out of the way. As the part is moved, the stop pops up out of the groove, ready to position your stock where you set it. Pop stops are economical, so you can set them anywhere needed for all the common cuts you make. Pop stops don't rely on gravity, so they can be used on sled bases and tabletops like no flip stop can. They can even be used for presetting angles on your jigs and sleds. Use MatchFit Pop Stops on your table saw, drill press, and miter saw. Anywhere you have a dovetail groove, you can set a pop stop. Ask for them at your local Microjig retailer, find them online, or at microjig.com. The FitFinder Upgrade Kit from Microjig makes our popular half gauge even more versatile in your shop. The P4 adapter in the kit replaces the P3 pointer on your existing FitFinder. The adapter allows you to attach the 4 specialized pointers that come in the kit. The P5 inside tip is pointed to center on V's, coves, and other small openings. The P6 outside tip matches the P5 for finding the centers of points. And it excels at centering on router and drill bits. P7 is a hardened steel marking wheel that transfers dimensions directly to your stock with a sharp, clear line. And P8 shows the center on top of the tip, allowing for highly accurate setups between a fence and a cutting edge. You can find the upgrade kit and the original FitFinder half gauge at your local woodworking retailer, online, or at microjig.com. You asked for it, and Microjig comes through with the new MatchFit Ratchet Clamp. It features the same half-inch, 14-degree dovetail head as our other clamps, but with a fast-acting ratchet mechanism. When released, other ratchet clamps are subject to gravity. Our ratchet clamp features Microjig's exclusive AP spring that holds the arm where you set it. These ratchet clamps are easy to use. Press the trigger to release the lever, slide the head of the clamp to engage the work, and pull the lever to tighten. Each click of the ratchet tightens the hold, and pressing the trigger instantly releases the clamp. The positive lock of the ratchet means that these clamps won't vibrate loose, even when routing, sanding, or grinding. The fast-acting ratchet, along with our AP spring, means you can clamp and reposition your work faster than ever. Look for the MatchFit Dovetail Ratchet Clamp at your favorite retailer or on our website at microjig.com. Whatever it is you're working on, Microjig's grip clamps are the fast and easy way to keep your DIY projects under control. It's a true MatchFit dovetail clamp that'll work in the half-inch 14-degree grooves that you cut, and is completely compatible with any MatchFit system you've already built. It just takes a quick squeeze or two to apply up to 150 pounds of clamping pressure wherever you need it. And the quick release lever on the handle makes it just as easy to release and move the clamp to the next project. You can use these convenient clamps anywhere you can cut the MatchFit dovetail groove, so you can get all your DIY projects done wherever you need. They're sold in pairs to get you started right away, So ask for Microjig's MatchFit grip clamps at your favorite retailer, online, or at microjig.com. No more tape, glue, screws, or nails on your machine with Microjig's CNC Workholding Kit. This system, powered by MatchFit, updates machine shop clamping strategies to work with your benchtop CNC. Whether you need clear space to mill the top of your stock, or a completely secure hold for heavy-duty milling, our system will meet virtually all of your needs for work holding. We provide nylon hardware and full instructions for making a MatchFit spoil board custom-sized for your machine. The spoil board protects your machine from damage while supporting the fixtures that hold your work. 3 edge guides locate stock of any size to a known start point, and their low-profile design keeps them out of the workspace. A pair of ring clamps can be positioned wherever needed with a center hub that stays fixed when in use, so parts can be secured and released with just a twist of the wrist. 2 ramp clamps press down and forward on corners, edges, or curves to hold stock from the side for a clear milling path. 4 overhead U-pads are included, which can be used for thin stock or parts up to 1.1 inches thick when used with their stepped riser blocks. These provide the maximum hold that you need when you're working with heavy cutters. Now, all of these parts are built around our MatchFit dovetail hardware, which means that they can be used on all of your MatchFit tables, work surfaces, jigs, and fixtures. Ask for the MatchFit CNC Workholding Kit at your favorite retailer, online, or of course at microjig.com. The Gripper Plus is a 3D push block that's designed to keep your hands away from the bits and blades that want to bite you. And I'm going to show you how it works. Table saw, router table, bandsaw, or jointer all over the shop. We're going to protect your fingers, and we're going to give you better cuts. So normally when you use a push stick, we're pushing from the back corner of the stock. And that fact, plus the friction over here, means that it wants to move away from the blade. The gripper works differently. We've got a high friction proprietary rubber compound that holds the stock from the top and controls both the rip and the off-fall side of the part, guiding them past the blade, controlling both sides. No other system gives you the ability to do that. And it makes all the difference in safety and quality of cut. The Gripper Plus comes with our patented Safe Rip Index to help you ensure that you'll never cut into your center leg. Just set the rip fence for the cut, set the center leg on the scale, and make your cut with confidence. The Safe Rip Index protects your gripper while your gripper protects you. The safety that comes with your gripper makes everything you do in your shop more comfortable. Ask for the Gripper Plus at your favorite retailer, online, or at microjig.com. This is the Gripper Pro, and it's an excellent way to keep your fingers away from the bits and blades that want to bite you. Now, the Gripper Pro is the same base unit as our Gripper Plus, but it includes the adjustable spacer and the stabilizing plate. And these two pieces are a big upgrade, and we'll talk about them in a few minutes. But let's start just by talking about why you want a gripper in your shop, period. The quick answer to that is the gripper keeps your fingers away from the bits and blades that want to bite you. Let me explain what I mean by that. So when you're going to make a cut and you use a push stick, we're going to push from the back corner of the part. And what happens? The drag out here and the fact that I'm pushing from the back corner means that piece is going to wander away from the fence. So, sometimes we'll put a feather board here, or maybe we'll use a second push stick and try to push that piece through. The problem is that as the two parts separate, the rip side is still free to move away from the fence and into the back of the blade, and the off-fall side can do the same. If one of those teeth happens to catch, especially as the parts completely separate, it could kick back. So we don't use these around the Microjig shop anymore. The gripper is going to sit on top of the stock, and we're going to have a leg on both the rip and the off-fall side of the stock, and we're going to control it all the way through the cut. So as we make the cut, both pieces are going to stay parallel to the blade. The gripper is not going to allow them to rub back here. We're going to keep you safe, but we're also going to give you a better cut. The gripper is also my moving blade guard. So when I'm in the middle of a cut, if something terrible happens, even if this piece is ejected, my hand is still well above the blade. The gripper takes the damage and not me. It's an important safety feature, and it keeps itself between my hand and the blade, but also the legs of the gripper are individually replaceable for less than $20 each. When you cut into your gripper, you're going to cut into your gripper. I do it all the time, but when it happens, you're not going to get hurt. The gripper will take the damage, and you don't need to buy a whole new gripper. You can just replace the leg. The first thing you're going to notice is the part went all the way through the cut. It wasn't a matter of my off-fall stopping here and rattling against my blade. You'll also notice that I was able to bring both pieces all the way back around with my gripper. I'm not reaching across my spinning blade, and I'm going to get a very, very clean cut. Now, if I want to do this cut again, I'm going to come in with my gripper. I'm going to lower down the blade, and the gripper is quite versatile. It allows me to do all sorts of weird cutting that wouldn't be safe or comfortable otherwise. This is no good, right? We never want anything in our system moving unexpectedly. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that balance support so that now my gripper is supported. Even though I'm standing on one leg over here, the gripper is supported and it's not going to tip or rock. Now I could make this cut, but then this off-fall piece might come flying back out at me. We don't want that to happen. So I'm going to bring my center leg right on over to take care of that off-fall. Once again, controlling both halves of the cut all the way through. But that leg is awfully close to the blade. How are we going to make sure that we're not cutting into our center leg? Well, it's really quite simple. On each end of the gripper, and you always use the one that's facing you, we have our Safe Rip index scale, which is right here. The cursor shows me where the leg is. And so I can position the leg so that it's close to the blade but not touching. And how that works is I'm going to look at my rip fence scale here, and since it's a 1/4 inch there, I'm going to look for the 1/4 inch mark on my Safe Rip scale. As long as this cursor is not covering the cut I'm making, 1/4 inch in this case, I will not cut the leg. I'm going to make my cut. Both pieces come back around with me. There's my cut. This is not scrap. As long as it's wider than the cut I'm making, I can keep ripping with the gripper. And now we can go get some Chinese food. So right out of the box, the gripper gives me the ability to cut right down to a 1/4 inch wide. So the other half of the Gripper Pro upgrade is the stabilizing plate. Think about the stabilizing plate like a featherboard. It is holding that part against the fence, but it's not pushing on it. And that's an important consideration because as it goes through, if it were pushing on this piece, it would be pushing it into the blade. But it's not. It's just here holding it. Now, why do you want that? Well, here at the table saw, let's say I have an 8-foot piece like this that I want to rip a little bit off. I've got an 8-foot piece. I may have a roller stand back here to support it, but if you've ever tried that, that roller stand, if it's not perfectly adjusted, this piece wants to wander around a little bit. And the narrower this part, the more it wants to flap and wander. Here, as I grab it and I push it through the blade, it's locking in. And if I have two grippers set up that way, every time I bring my gripper in to push the part forward, we're locking that part to the fence. Very, very important. At the router table, every time that router bit swings out from behind the fence and cuts into your part, it wants to push that away. The impact is pushing that piece away from your fence. The stabilizing plate is also reversible. On longer parts, I want to use the flat edge so that it's not interfering. but the other side has a little notch in it that I can hook behind a shorter part, like here, not only to hold the part tight against the fence, but also it's not going to allow that piece to come out the back. So if I'm at the router table and something catches, I don't have to worry about it. This is going to hold it in place. One of my favorite things when you're resawing here at the table saw, or even just cutting a groove. So if I make this groove cut, it can't rise up and come get me. It's all about control. But one of the pieces that comes with the Pro is this adjustable spacer. And just like the balance support, I can put it on either side of the gripper. And the adjustable spacer is 1 inch wide, so that's going to offset the entire gripper by 1 inch. Now I can make that cut. However, understand the Safe Rip Index only works with the gripper by itself. If you put the adjustable spacer on or any other accessories, if I were to set it this way, don't rely on the Safe Rip Index for that. Check your cut. But any cut that doesn't have that, you can use the Safe Rip Index. I like using it at the router table because when it's upside down with the green up, I can set it so that there's a gap between the bottom of the adjustable spacer and my leg. So now that you've seen the Gripper Pro, maybe you already own the Gripper Plus and you're saying to yourself, wow, I wish I could upgrade. Well, you can. We do have the stabilizing plate and the adjustable spacer with the hardware available as an upgrade kit so that you can take your Plus and make it into the Pro. You can find the Gripper Pro at your favorite woodworking retailer, online, or at microjig.com.
The Gripper Max is our full line gripper system all in one set. You're getting all of the safety, the precision, and the control that you know and love, all of the extra accessories that really enhance the safety, versatility, and control in your workshop. So of course, what we're known for with the gripper is that powerful green grip action. Now, what's nice about this is this comes with 4 legs as opposed to our normal 3 legs, gives you 1 inch of extra gripping surface, and it's also very versatile to lift up out of the way or set down for extra stability when working on the router table, the joiner, or the bandsaw. Now you have this powerful grip that's going to grip and hold and control the material all the way through the cut, so it prevents the wood from lifting up and kicking back or sliding away from the fence, causing burn marks, mar marks, tool marks on your material. So it's fully adjustable, so it can be adjusted, the handle, the balance support, adjusted so that it fits exactly the need and the cut you want. What you'll also notice and what makes the gripper special is it has a saw blade tunnel. This saw blade tunnel allows you to control both the keeper and the offcut piece while you're making the cut. So as you're feeding it through, your hand is protected, you're getting clear protection from the saw blade bits as well, and it prevents the wood from material lifting up or kicking back at the operator. The center leg is adjustable, so it can slide back and forth, can move out of the way of the saw blade of the cut. What's also nice is it comes with our brand new Safe Rip Kit. Now this is a cool, innovative addition which references the table saw rip fence. So wherever you're setting your rip fence and whatever measurements you are, all you need to do is move this out of the way with the orange cursor, and it tells you exactly where to set or not set the leg so you don't cut into your tools. Also comes with some incredible additional useful accessories. For instance, if you're working with narrow material, you don't want the gripper to rock when you're using the table saw. So you drop this balance support down so you can square and stabilize the cut. Really useful when you're making really narrow and small cuts, which tend to be the most dangerous and difficult to get that accuracy and control because it's just too close to put your hands, and push sticks really just don't give you the control that you're looking for. What's also nice is that this stabilizing plate can slide in and out like a feather board to lock the material against the fence so that it doesn't walk away from the fence as well. You're getting extra control. Also gives you incredibly great stability when you're on the router table. Freehand routing, template routing gives you a nice base of stability. What's also cool is that it has a heel hook built right into the back end, so it allows you to hook onto the material, give you that extra push from the back as well. It can be used in both directions, so if you're working with longer material and using 2 grippers, this gives you a full clean surface to feed that all the way through when we're using the hand over hand method. You'll also notice that it comes with a deflector connector and a handle bridge kit. This allows us to angle the handle so it's more clear towards the fence, more ergonomic, but it also gives you this nice shield plate that protects you from the debris flying up to you when you're working on your router table. We also include our gravity heel set. The gravity heel kit is a hook that hooks onto the back end of the gripper. Now this is the smartest hook on the market in terms of a heel for your pushing device. Why I say that is because it can auto retract mid-board, so if you're in the middle of the board, it moves out of the way, but it automatically drops down so it can heel hook onto the back end of the material when you're making that cut. It's also adjustable so that you can set it exactly to the height that you want while you're making the cut. What I love to do with it is also I can cut into it and I can actually set a template when I'm using it on the router table. So I can actually set that template, and it also works as a great backstop so I don't get tear out or blowout on my material. This is the ultimate when it comes to safety, precision, and control when you're working in the workshop, whether it's a table saw, bandsaw, or joiner. And this is available in stores all around the world. So check us out at microjig.com/retailers to find a location near you.